No, there's nothing fascist at all about a platoon of likely armed government agents storming your house with a search warrant, rummaging through your entire property looking for a squirrel. Yes, we're talking about Peanut and Fred the raccoon. Another example of, very sad government overreach and, quite frankly, government incompetence. And in typical, bureaucratic speak, they put out a press release saying they're protecting the public from wild animals that have a potential to carry the rabies virus. Yes, that is true. Wild animals do this. However, the vast majority of domestic pets are also capable of carrying the rabies virus, as is any mammal, which is why you should have your cats and dogs regularly vaccinated. But in this case, really, was there a danger? The squirrel apparently had lived with his family for 7 years, and they were in the process of becoming a licensed shelter. And if you watch some of the videos on Instagram, they were sharing food and things like this. So I don't think the risk was really there. Now, we're not going to get into who ratted them out or how this happened, but this was pretty crazy. Apparently, 10 DEC agents showed up with a warrant and searched their entire property looking for a squirrel and a raccoon, which were clearly not hidden. They were all over Instagram. And to make matters even worse, here's the thing. I want to know what glittering jewel of bureaucratic incompetence decided it was also a good idea to check the wife's immigration status. Now, this is what they do? Do these people not have a clue about what's going on? No, they don't. But to make matters worse, to make this the absolute epitome of government incompetence, they were both euthanized. Both Peanut and Fred are no longer with us. They were euthanized to test for rabies, but not apparently because anyone suspected them of having rabies, but because the likely very stressed out Peanut the squirrel bit one of the investigators, and in order to test for rabies, they unfortunately have to euthanize the animal. But here's the thing. I heard that, and my first question was, this investigator works for the Department of Conservation, the Wildlife Management Agency in New York. So apparently they are used to working with animals. Why weren't they vaccinated? Why wasn't this investigator for the Department of Conservation, who likely does animal investigations all the time, why weren't they vaccinated for rabies? Really? New York State? Why are you endangering your employees by not requiring them to get the proper vaccinations for their job? That's pretty suspicious. Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Okay, it's good. They should be. If they're going to be working with animals in this capacity, they absolutely should be vaccinated. But I will tell you this. It shouldn't matter. They probably should still do the treatment because, let's say, hypothetically, I was pushed into an enclosure at Metro Zoo, whatever, and I was scratched by an animal. The trainers, they could show me that animal was born at the zoo. They could show me its entire health record. They could show me that it had just been vaccinated for every conceivable disease not 2 months prior. I would still get the shots. So euthanizing the animals, at this point, why? What kind of sociopath that works for the Department of Environmental Conservation is just like, just off the squirrel. I don't want to bother. Seriously, what? This is the kind of government that you get when you let leftists run your state into the ground. It just happens. So right about now, I think a lot of people are really thinking a lot about taking revenge on the government. You know I'm right. So go ahead and subscribe so you can see me in the next one.